Calendar Girl is an award-winning documentary on the life and legacy of the late Ruth Finley, the woman behind the iconic pink calendar laid out at every fashion event in New York City. Finley died in 2018 at the age of 98. And joining me right now is Natalie Nudell. She is writer and producer of Calendar Girl. She's also originally from Montreal, so we got a Montreal connection to the film as well. Good morning, Natalie, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Laura. Thanks so much for having me.
I didn't know much about Ruth Finley before this, but just reading up on her, I mean, she was a fashion icon, even though she wasn't the one designing the clothes or walking the runway. Why was this calendar that she started in 1945 so important?
So fashion weeks and fashion presentations are essentially scheduled bi-yearly. And as a result, showing your collection is a really important part of, making your collection known to the public and getting all of the press and buying needed to essentially, fulfill orders. So as a company or a firm or a fashion designer, when you're showing and who's showing near you, close to you, conflicting with you is really important. And for an industry completely based on chronology, right? You're in season or you're out of season. The timing of when you're showing became really important. And as American fashion grew over the 20th century, managing the schedule, which essentially created the system of fashion in the United States, the calendar became increasingly important. And why Ruth was so important was because she was independent.
Yeah, and so the documentary follows her specifically in is it 2015, the year that she sold the calendar after running it for 70 years. Why was this year such, a pivotal moment in her story?
Well, we discovered Ruth and we discovered the story really like near the end of her managing the calendar. She was already in process of selling the calendar to the Council of Fashion Designers of America. And we thought, like, what a better time to capture the story as she was sort of wrapping up her legacy and also wrapping up her office, which for, almost 70 years was a really important sort of meeting space and place for American fashion.
Yeah, we're seeing images of her. She's like this cute little thing, but obviously she was such a tenacious woman. Sort of, what is the legacy does she leave behind? Particularly, the role model, the inspiration that she is to women everywhere.
Absolutely. Her personal story is extremely inspirational, and her outlook on life is really what we think makes the film shine. Additionally, her entire archive of the fashion calendars was donated to the Fashion Institute of Technology. And we have a project going on right now, which I'm leading with Karen Trevetz, head of special collections, to digitize the entire archive. So the calendars, wow, not only in their lifetime were really important, they're going to continue to live on in a public forum. Hopefully we're launching in late 2023.
And does this sort of calendar still exist today in some form?
Yes. So the Council of Fashion Designers of America, the CFDA, which is the governing body and trade association of American fashion in the United States, acquired the fashion calendar from Ruth Finley. And after a couple of transitions, has recently sort of relaunched it as the American Collections Calendar. And it reflects American collections and shows in the United States and abroad.
Very cool. Well, the film is now available in Canada, and it is fascinating to learn more about her. You can go to calendargirlfilm.com for more information. Natalie, thanks for joining us.